Hello everyone, welcome back to Transport Fever 2. Last episode we got machines hooked up. This episode I think we're going to focus on getting the goods delivered. A little bit more complicated of a chain and it's not in the most ideal location, but we'll get to that in a second. Before we do that, I'm going to revisit a couple things that we've done in the past. First one would be our bus lines over here in West Palm. Still pretty busy. 74 people waiting at that bus stop. Only 13 over there. And if we click on the line here, we can manage the vehicles. So you can see they're 84 years old, so been around quite a while. So we manage vehicles here. Let's just replace them all with something more current. We've recently unlocked this Mack. Holds 9 people instead of 5. So I think we'll go with that. Plates for almost 1 million, but good deal. Zoom in, take a look at that. Those are not them. There they are there. Looks kind of fun. Good deal. Our people will be much happier and faster now. And then another thing to revisit is the food situation. So West Palm is requesting 142. Everglades down here are requesting 91 food, so roughly 230 food. And if we go to our food factory here, we're producing, well, almost 230, so I guess we're probably good there. Which means we need, let's see, 230 means we need 460 grain. So that's 200 grain from here. 200 grain from here, so we're still 60 grain short, so I think I'll tie in this grain factory to the station here real quick. Shouldn't be very difficult to do, just an extra truck stop really. Okay, easy enough. Truck stop added. Added another train here to make sure we have plenty of capacity. We're now carrying 348 grain to the food factory. We only needed 260, so we're well over there, so that should take care of that. And I also updated these carriages to trucks now, so I only need 10 of them instead of the 14 I had on that line previously. So next up I think is going to be goods. Now goods require plastic and steel. Steel we've done before is just coal and iron, but plastic requires oil and crude. Now there's only one plastic factory on this entire map, and that's all the way up here. So because I said industries never closed, it's never closed and relocated, so unfortunately I believe I'm stuck with it. So what I think I'm going to do is, it looks like there is a crude oil processing here, so I'll do crude to the oil processing here. Then we'll put a cargo dock in here, with a cargo dock here and a cargo dock here. So we can have boats traversing this lake here, delivering goods. And then have a main train station over here. And we can handle the steel right here. There's coal, there's coal here, iron here. And the steel factory here, so we can pump that all into this station here with boats traveling back and forth. And then we can just extend this line up past Tampa here, and we'll be able to deliver goods down to, let's see, who's even requesting goods. Looks like Orlando's requesting goods. West Palm is. So those two are at least. But that'll be a good start for them, so let's get that going. Alright, just a progress report here. I've got the steel mill hooked up with iron being delivered here, coal being delivered here. The reason I have these truck stops like this is so that way traffic never has to cross. The iron will be delivered to here, the coal will just go up and down this route, so that way traffic should minimize my traffic problems this way. There shouldn't be a whole lot of crisscrossing traffic. Same deal up here, steel being delivered to the cargo dock. Train station for shipping it out once we get the goods back over here. And then oil coming over from this truck stop to this truck stop. Now this truck stop is actually attached to the cargo dock, you can see. So that way the traffic never has to cross the train. Kind of looks a little crazy, but it works. And I built a nice huge tunnel underneath the mountain here. Pretty cool. Have to ride a train through there. And it comes up to here and splits into a station. I put a passenger terminal on it for future use for Jacksonville that we've long forgotten about. And then the crude will be picked up right here. So next up will be to, one, connect this line into the main line down here, possibly throw a station on Tampa for future, and then deal with the lake here. We'll just have to put in some cargo docks and some boats, and then should be good to go. That way steel will come across to here, oil will come across to here, and then we'll probably just ship it from boat. Maybe we'll use truck from here to here to get the plastic over to the goods factory. So that's where we're at. Alright, so let's get some boat docks in. Hopefully they can attach to the factories without being too far away, so I don't have to run trucks in between here. Hopefully that's good there, and then let's try one right there. Now we'll put some streets in and see if they're close enough. Moment of truth. Yes, it connects, that's a good deal. So this one should be good too then, hopefully. Find out real quick. Yeah, that should be fine. Yep, good to go. So all I gotta do is buy some boats. I guess we'll need a shipyard for this little lake here so that we can get boats in there. We'll put it over here next to the farm. It doesn't need to be attached to anything. There we go. So now we can buy boats. All I gotta do is design some lines real quick to go from across the lake here, and we should be good. Okay, so it helps if you put the right cargo dock in. Instead of a passenger harbor, I need a cargo harbor. Let's see if I can squeeze it in or if I'm going to have to move that road. There you go, that looks a little better. Same deal over here. We can squeeze it in, there we go. And I guess I'll have to replace this one as well. Helps if you pay attention to what you're doing. Alright, there we go. Now we can set up the lines. Okay, so I think I got all the routes and vehicles purchased and set up. I like doing it all at once just to watch the madness ensue. But I'll show you first. I connected the main line through a station down here in Tampa just for the heck of it. Not being used yet, but it's there if we need it for future. Hopefully the town will grow around into it. But looks alright. Line's signaled, ready to go. So I think we're good. Got trains coming from here to the oil refinery and then taken by truck over to here. All this stuff's coming in by truck. This is all being transferred by boat. Let's just let it go and see what happens. See where we made mistakes at. Go across the water here. Also, something to note is I changed the game speed to 1. I had it at half previously, but I figured I was progressing too slowly, so got all our boats coming out. Pretty fun. Chops off the last one. And they go their separate ways. So I guess we can just check platforms now, make sure stuff's being delivered. All our trucks lined up. Iron's being produced. Coal's being produced. I'll have to come back through. I just purchased random amounts of vehicles for these lines. So I will come back and iron out the rates, make sure everything's being delivered appropriately. They're going up to there, so my train will probably take a while because I purchased it all the way down here. I should really put more than one train depot in, but I like having just one on the map to see if I can get the train there from anywhere. So far it's working out, but it just takes forever to get that first train up there because it's a long haul. And crude is backing up on the platform here, so that's good. So it looks like everything's functioning. We'll just have to wait and see. The only thing I did not set up was a train that delivers it to the cities. So while I'm waiting for those vehicles to get there, I'll set those up. Okay, so I've got everything adjusted to the 400, so I'm producing up to 200 goods. So that means I need 400 coal and 400 iron, which I am producing and transporting most of it. Same down here at iron, 400, which is turned into 200 steel. I'm producing right now around 180, so that's good there. Same thing with the oil up here, is producing and shipping all 400 of it. Down here I'm producing a little bit more than 200 oil, which is all going over to the boat docks. The boat docks are carrying it over at a rate of 200. And you get the idea, so these are producing both at 200 as well. 185 right now, and the goods are right around 200, so that's good there. Everything's looking good. There's plenty of goods stacking up here. I just added 2 more trains to this line, so we have 4 trains delivering to the cities now. So we should be good there. We'll just keep an eye on it and see if it makes any money. Pause it real quick here and we'll check the line manager, see how everything's doing. So our highest earners are the machines line that's delivering actually iron, it looks like, which is a really short line, so it's crazy it's making that much money. Same thing with the crude to oil, it's making quite a bit of money as well. But while I was buying these trains, I realized I have upgraded versions of them. So I'm going to replace some of them. Mainly this one here is delivering food to Palm, West Palm. Right now it's only delivering at a rate of 72. It's actually losing money. And West Palm over here is requesting 144. So we could double that rate. So what I'm going to do real quick, I think, is click on this line here, see if we can. This line might not even be able to be profitable because it goes about such a roundabout way of getting there. But I'll keep trying and see. So managed vehicles, let's replace all these. They're pretty old anyway. Let's do a new locomotive. Let's do, oh, I don't know, the Mogul's fine, I guess. 75 miles or kilometers per hour, that should be fine. So I'll add one of those. And then the wagons, I've been adding these, which I realized was a bad idea because they're limited to 50 kilometers per hour and they have a capacity of 7. If you go down a little bit, there's another boxcar, capacity of 12, and its top speed is 80, so I should be adding these instead. So there you go, that's 108 capacity instead of the other ones were having 70 capacity, so almost, what, 50% more almost. So we're going to replace all those, $12 million. Got 110 million, so we should be good there. So that brought the rate up to 111. We'll keep an eye on it and see how that works out. So we're starting to get some congestion here in West Palm. We got 2 trains on the track right now at the stations. And I got quite a backup coming into the station here. I got this train delivering food to West Palm. I've got another train right behind it taking passengers to West Palm. And then another train carrying more food to West Palm. So that's probably why my rate was so low on the food delivery to there. I'm not sure what the solution to that is. I guess maybe start separating tracks out. Have a passenger track and then a cargo track, and possibly streamlining this food delivery, just making it a dedicated cargo bay over here, just one track coming in and circling back over to the food thing here. Just make a short line here maybe. I was trying to avoid doing that, but I think it might be inevitable. The congestion's going to get pretty heavy the more stuff we add. So let it play out for a minute and see how these... I see these trains are just sitting up there waiting for these trains to move. So that's something we're probably going to have to address pretty soon. Now the passenger train should pull in at the same time here. Or right behind it should pull in. It shouldn't have to stop. So then we got more trains coming from the other directions with the oil, so it's going to get backed up. These intersections are getting really busy. That's probably messing with my rate of how fast I can deliver stuff. Even though the train says it can deliver at 70, it might not be delivering that much because it's being slowed by traffic. So something to think about. Yeah, so it's official. I've created a real mess here. So this is Orlando Station here. The train in the station now. I gotta fix my signaling because those trains are waiting. So there's another train waiting here. And I gotta put more signals in, but there's another train waiting here. Another train waiting here. Another train waiting here. Another train waiting here. So it's got a crazy long backup, which was probably why my rates were so low delivery-wise. I added more trains to the route, which just amplified the problem. So I'm going to have to look at somehow addressing this situation. First thing we do is put more signals in so this trains stay closer together, so it'll be easier to spot these backups. So let's do that real quick. Get these trains coming closer together so it'll be easier to spot these backups. Seems to be clearing up okay, but it's going to really slow down my rates until I get this figured out. I think we're going to have to add more bays to the train stations and streamline the routes that way a little bit so they can have more throughput in the stations. But yeah, that's probably something to work on, I think, because it is still backed up. Which means it's probably starting to back up over here. This is a crazy intersection as well. So yeah, created some real traffic nightmares. And this one's waiting to get into the station this way direction. So definitely need more cargo bays here. I don't know, I'll have to have a think about this because it's gonna get, there's trains everywhere backed up. to fix it one step at a time, I guess. But so yeah, something to think about. I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I've made a bad situation even worse. I kinda went signal happy, which I've played plenty of train games. I should know better than to do this, but this intersection here, I have a signal right here, right? And that's for trains coming in on this line as well as this line. So there should really never ever be a signal here at a junction like this, because if one stops here like it is, it blocks this entire intersection, right? So a definite no-no. That should be deleted. Because what can happen is, like what happened in my other intersection, past my huge backup here, is gridlock basically. I have two trains waiting to pull out here, and I had a signal here. I deleted it already, but it's too late. This train is blocking the intersection. This train wants to turn left and go down south, and it's basically created a gridlock situation, right? This train can't finish pulling out of the station, which blocks this one from pulling into the station, which blocks this one from moving forward, which blocks this one from turning left. So I'd have to delete these tracks, move the train back, and fix it that way. The other thing I did wrong was, this is the main thoroughfare, right? It's my East Coast, West Coast line and my East Coast line over here are only connected by this route, really. So there's probably well more than a dozen trains going through this path. And I put a station right in the middle of it. So really there should be a station off to the side that the trains pull off and their main line can continue through. So that would ease traffic up a little bit. I think the solution here would be to delete the station altogether, leave this line going through, and put a station up here for the grain, and then a station down below here for to serve Orlando. Another thing I learned is really I should try to keep these production chains isolated a little bit, right? Like this is a lot of grain coming through here, and it's going all on the main line down to this farm here. If I could have somehow separated the grain in its own little loop and just had food being on the main line, that would be a lot less traffic to deal with. You know, I made a similar mistake over here. Again, I should know better. This train line goes north and south, and I put a station right in the middle of it. This train line should come off to the side here, and then the station should be over here, so that trains that don't want to stop at the station can just cruise on by. And then I'll have to get some more thought to my station layout, because I need to be able to serve multiple trains at once, right? As these cities grow, it's going to require huge amounts of traffic. So either more stations serving the city or bigger stations. At this point, I think I would probably just start a new playthrough, because I've learned a lot. You know, I'm not super happy with my first time map selection. There's industries everywhere. It's got a lot of water, which is a little bit less area for trains, which is really what I'm interested in. The boats are fun, but they're almost a little too easy, right? There's no pathing involved, really. They can go anywhere they want. But they have their use cases for sure. So I'm not sure what the future holds, if I'll continue this in another episode, or if I'll just call it a day and maybe start a new playthrough, but we'll see what the future holds. Thanks for watching.